the leader in talk radio on the Internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
All right, folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started.
You are listening live to the Vito and Vito Show. Disrespectful to the executive branch.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
Don't sign the damn deal, and the president won't.
Therefore, I do not believe that the majority can vote a man's life or property or freedom away from him.
And we're live here on the Vito and Vito Show. I'm Vito.
And I'm Vito.
I want to welcome everybody to the Vito and Vito Show. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Vito and Vito Show. Give us a call tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Live call-ins only if you're listening. Very important. Only if you're listening to the Thursday night broadcast, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can check that out on www.vitoandvito.com. Click the Listen Live tab in order to call in. If you are listening live, the number to call is 718-705-4469. Yes, 69 is in our phone number. You might be thinking, why do these kids think the number 69 is funny? Because my co-host Vito will tell you just who we are and just why you think we would find this number funny.
Because we are bringing you the perspectives of two college-age millennial conservative libertarians out of liberal hellhole Brooklyn, New York, where we're committed to defending the principles of free markets, liberty, and individualism. We hold no punches here on the show and absolutely no political correctness.
Absolutely not. Political correctness out the window. We were doing it before Donald Trump made it cool. Absolutely political correctness out the window. We are not fans of political correctness, so that is why 69 is a funny number. We're college students. And I think that pretty much that pretty much sums it up. Vito, we're going to talk about college. We're going to talk about Bernie. I don't know if you've seen what's going on in Harvard University, but did you see this new thing going around? There is a flag. A college freshman in Harvard put up a flag, a United States flag.
Okay.
And he said, and the roommate that was in the room with him said that that is offensive to him.
Really?
Yep, we have a woman who was on the Kelly file. We have the clips for you. We're going to play them when Mr. Ennis comes on the program. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And also abortion has become a big topic again. And it's all over the news.
All because of Donald Trump?
Well, no. Also, you're going to hear this. We're going to talk to Nigel about this, too. In Harvard, a student got upset because somebody held a pro-life position, and the pro-choice students said that they feel threatened. They feel threatened, Vito, threatened.
Wow.
Yeah, they feel threatened. You see, this is where political correctness leads you. They feel threatened. I find this to be ridiculous. We're going to talk about the effects of college campuses, why Bernie's so popular, why is Hillary lagging in terms of millennial voters, and ultimately, it doesn't even matter because she's going to get the nomination. We're going to bring up some points. We're also going to go ahead and talk about Donald Trump. Of course, you cannot not talk about Donald. The Donald making news, talking about abortion.
Yeah, what's new?
What is new? And Michelle Fields, his campaign manager.
Lewandowski.
Yeah. Corey Lewandowski.
Charged with battery?
Battery, yep. Charged with battery. And I mean, wow.
So we're going to talk all about that later in the show. And, of course, to forget about moments later on in the show after we talk about Donald Trump. It should be a good show.
It is. It's going to be a great show here. Thanks for tuning in to the Vito and Vito Show. Again, phone number to call only if you're listening to the Thursday night broadcast at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which you can find at www.vitoandvito.com under the Listen Live tab. 718-705-4469. The number to call is 718-705-4469. Vito, why is Bernie so popular with college students? I mean, we're college students as it is, so why don't we feel the burn?
Because we're educated. Yeah, we have common sense.
Yeah.
You know, we don't. You know, nothing's free.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And college students think everything is free. Give it to me for free, and the world would be such a better place because everyone has to be equal. You don't offend me, I don't offend you, and you don't bring up your American flag because that's evil.
Well, what I don't understand is why do these college students, when I deal with them all day, they tend to love Bernie. I mean, we've heard of the pundits speak about this all the time, and we've done some commentary on this, but we really haven't really talked about this. And there's an issue when you look at why this guy is doing so well, because these younger voters are going to turn into older voters. They hold these views now, and they're going to take these views with them, at least the majority of them, I think. They're going to take these views. Some will change, but I think a lot of them are going to take the views they hold now, that socialism is cool, and they're going to make it a widespread phenomenon. They're going to say, let's have more socialism. When they get older, they're going to try to elect more radical left-wing activists. They're going to be working in different organizations. They're going to be much more open about their socialism. And I think they don't understand the perils of socialism. I mean, Stalin has killed millions on top of millions. You look at what Mao has done in China, or what he did in China, rather. You look at Castro. You look at Cuba. I'll never forget, one of my economics professors made the point that Cuba is actually a successful healthcare system. You know that there is a black market for expired Advil and aspirin in Cuba because the locals don't get good treatment. Sure, the foreigners and the political elite, of course they get good treatment. Like all socialist countries, they give to their friends, but not the locals. Not the locals at all. That's not what the revolution, I think, that they were fighting for.
And with Bernie Sanders now running and getting such a movement, gets so many votes and delegates, what he's been doing. Even though he's not going to win the nomination, he's still making movements for the socialist part of the Democratic Party.
Right.
You know, so you're going to bring out so many more socialists. You're going to get so many more Bernie Sanders-like people to run in the future for the Democrats in the near future. I would not be surprised if you see more socialists popping up in local elections and eventually on federal elections.
That's what I'm saying. As these kids get older, they're going to vote for more radical
and they're going to run
people.
for office themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to be running their own little political revolution,
right,
as Bernie likes to call it, which he stole from Ron Paul, by the way. Ron Paul was the one who started that whole revolution
Actually,
thing.
the whole revolution thing came from Karl Marx, if you want to connect the dots with Bernie Sanders and socialism. This political revolution, yeah, that's a real thing that people want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just, a revolution because we get more involved in politics and taking our government back. No, it's a revolution that destroys the United States Constitution and our country as we know it and turns it into a communist cesspool. Okay?
I think there's a fundamental difference when you speak to a lot of these college students. For example, if you ask them what is the role of government, a lot of them say it is to provide a service for the people. It is to actively participate and advance the interest of the people. But I don't think that is the role of government. I think there's a lot of commentary and a lot of scholarship on this issue. But more importantly, a lot of the college students don't really know the other side. You see, they see like the stacks are stacked against them. The rich are the ones who are getting all the power. And it really scares me in a way because a lot of these people are so committed to fighting the notion that government should be small and the individual should be free. Even though they don't agree with that per se, if I say it like that, a lot of the students are going to look at me like I got three heads. But I think it's really interesting. Really interesting when a lot of these people have no clue what they're advocating. Let alone they don't know the other side. And that's the scariest part, Vito. It does. I mean, it really scares me, and it concerns me in a way. But nonetheless, this is what college students want. They want a government that advocates for them, and that means, in the words of Bernie Sanders, free college, free health care, for Medicare for all, whatever he talks about. And they don't really understand the repercussions of a lot of their arguments.
Right, because the only thing that these people understand is that there are problems. And that's, I think, the only thing that we conservatives can agree with socialists is that there's problems. There's problems right now in higher education and student loans and the economy. There's many problems. But from there is where we disagree, because they think, well, there's a problem with tuition, right? Why is there so much tuition? The only way to fix that is make it free.
Right.
What?
Right.
How do you do that? They don't understand these things, and they don't learn this at college. They don't learn this at the quote-unquote higher education because their professors are the ones leading the march, leading the charge in these protests, especially at CUNY, the school I go to. Mm-hmm. You see this all the time. CUNY professors getting arrested for protesting with Black Lives Matter and doing stupid things on the streets. They are the liberal professors who grew up in the 60s who burnt their bras. Alright? And these are the liberal professors who are now having liberal students want to burn their bras too. You know? So you have all these people back in the 60s saying, oh, we fought for Vietnam. We were the hippies. Oh, that's cool. You're in the history books. Oh, they talk about you in Mad Men. Look, you made history. Such a big movement, right? I want to do that. So that's what I'm saying. Is they come back now in today's age, and they want an issue, like the feminists.
Yeah.
Oh, we deserve rights. What are you, like, doing a play from the 1920s?
Well, I don't think it's so much that. I think it goes farther beyond just an understanding in that way per se. I think when a lot of these college students are looking to be a part of something, yes, they want to be a part of something, but then why don't you want to be a part of, say, what I think Ron Paul has built? And just for the record, I like Ron Paul a lot. I think he does great things. I'm an Austrian I subscribe to Austrian economics. Ron Paul advocates for it. I think he's done wonderful work when he was a congressman. But I think there's a bigger issue here when you look at college students and if they're willing to stand for the notions of liberty, they don't really know what that means. And I think that is the scariest part. A lot of these kids want to be a part of something. They want to be a part of a revolution. But what revolution do they really want to be a part of? Do they, why not jump on the Ron Paul bandwagon? If anything, that seems like a revolution that is the coolest thing to be a part of.
Nah, free is cool, Vito.
But that's what I think it's about, yeah. I mean, because when you get the free stuff, and I think this is the fault also of the GOP and any Republican running, with the exception of Rand Paul and Ron Paul. They don't, and even them, you don't really see it when they talk a lot. They don't really talk about, when I say they, I'm talking about the GOP. Not a lot of these candidates are talking about college issues. So millennials are feeling left out. Bernie's the guy to come along, talk about free college, and even though it's a ridiculous idea, it's still an idea that's gaining traction because it directly influences and they talk to directly college students.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, there have been like little town hall events, even with Senator Gillibrand from New York that I've been to, and they talk about the student loan issue. I know Hillary Clinton talks about it. There are politicians that talk about this and say, this problem is for students. We have to fix this. Well, what is the root of the problem? Let's start there.
Yeah.
That's what the Democrats never get involved, because they think that the answer to your problems is more government, but more government actually causes those problems. They don't get that, okay? That's first off. So making things free, nothing's ever free. That's another thing they don't understand. So they want free college, which means all the taxpayers are going to have to pay for that, so your taxes increase, and you're going to get government involved in this. And you're forcing these kids and these people to go to college, saying that the only way you can make a living, quote-unquote, living wage, because they like to make up words these days.
Well, I mean, I love arguing with the left when they talk about the living wage.
Yeah, they just make up new words. So the only way you can do that is by going to college.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know many people from older generations who never went to college and are raising a family and living very well. Why is that?
What about people of today? I mean, you have a lot of people who didn't go to college today and are doing very well, but Bernie seems to be captivating and taking over a lot of that sentiment, and I think that's the scariest part. I keep saying scariest because socialism is scary. It's a dangerous ideology, as Ayn Rand would call it, anti-life. It really is a dangerous social structure. And I think the more and more we keep seeing this, the more and more we're going to walk into a trap of a very dangerous society with a lot of these leftists that are going to be jumping on the Bernie bandwagon. I mean, if you look at the statistics, Bernie Sanders holds at least an 80% or more lead over Hillary in terms of younger voters. Millennial voters 18 to about 35. He blows her out of the water. He really wins over that demographic well, and he wins in huge numbers in college towns, and of course, college towns is where Bernie's going to make his money. But I think there's a bigger thing that needs to be looked at in terms of Hillary. Hillary Clinton is walking into this, and she's saying to herself, why am I not getting the trust of these younger voters, let alone the American people? Because obviously we all know that she has a trust issue. 40, 30, about 50% of the people, different polls you look at, they all say they don't really trust Hillary.
Even though she says that, no, people trust me, I never lie. Why would people think that? She lies about lying.
She lies about lying.
Yeah,
she's a habitual liar. It's ridiculous.
She's a habitual lying stepper.
She lies, and she lies to make her points. I mean, I think that is... I think it just goes to show you the lack of understanding that Hillary has for a lot of these college students. Now, they look at... And this is the best part that I like to bring up, and I'm a Ted Cruz supporter. I said it from day one. And I look at Senator Cruz, and I love what he has to do. I think he's got the best of the best ideas, and I look at Senator Cruz... And I look at these college students, and I look at how they look at Bernie. They love Bernie. They idolize him. He's the golden calf, right? They absolutely love Bernie Sanders. But then, all of a sudden, I asked them, why do you like Bernie so much? They say, oh, because Bernie's strong. Bernie doesn't waver on his principles. And I say to myself, well, wait a second. Neither does Ted Cruz. So where are we going with this? Why not pick Ted, and why are you picking Bernie? If your only principle choosing a candidate is someone who's honest, Ted Cruz seems to be the guy for me. Why is he less qualified than Bernie Sanders? Is it because Bernie has campaign rallies and flags that are in rainbow colors and it shows like diversity or whatever? I mean, it really is pandering. That's what it is. Bernie's a panderer, just like the rest of them. But not for nothing. He tries to get away with it, but he's probably number one at it.
And the socialists who support him are completely uneducated, because I got blocked by Bernie supporters today.
Yeah.
His name was #Bernie or Bust, and he said Bernie's going to be in the White House. I said, you're delusional. Okay. The DNC is completely screwing Bernie out of this because they're superdelegates.
I don't even think that's the case. Even though I made that argument in the past, that's not even close anymore.
Right. So he goes on. Now we're talking about Ted Cruz, and he says, you know what else is unfair? How Ted Cruz wants to murder every innocent person he can. And then he blocked me.
Does that make any sense?
Does that make any sense? Why can't you have an intellectual argument? Not even intellectual, something that makes sense. Why can't you make sense? I mean, you're in college. I'm talking about the college students I talk to on campus. You're in school. You're supposed to learn, like, English and how to speak and put a sentence together and use reasoning and logic. Why is that so difficult for people?
Well, let me try to help them along with their arguments. Man, I hear this too a lot. Bernie is getting screwed by the DNC, and to some point, that's pretty true. To some point, Vito, that is pretty true. But I think if you look at the total picture in terms of delegates, Bernie's not getting screwed by anybody. The guy's losing on his own. Let's take a look here. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the Democratic delegate count. Now, in this past week, he won Hawaii, Alaska, and the state of Washington. Good for him, but that's not going to be it.
So how many delegates, without the super, how many delegates do they both have?
Okay, in terms of, let me give you the whole picture. In terms of actual delegates, total, super delegates and pledged delegates, Hillary Clinton has 1,712. Bernie Sanders has 1,011.
How many super delegates?
Super delegates, Hillary Clinton has 469, Bernie has 31. Pledged delegates, if you take away all the super delegates and you just look at pledged delegates, regular delegates, Hillary has 1,243, Bernie Sanders has 980. You need about 2,383 to get the nomination.
So that's about
2,000 is still up for grabs.
200 and change difference.
Yeah.
With 2,000 up for grab. So he has about, that's over 400 superdelegate difference.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the superdelegates.
With superdelegates, right. He has a lot more work to do. And I hear this all the time. Oh, but he's getting screwed up with superdelegates. Let me tell you something. If Bernie wanted to be the guy to win the night, because I seen a poll recently, and I'm just, I don't like to take polls for what they are, because polls are polls. They always change. It doesn't really matter. The only poll that does matter is Election Day. So we look at the polls, and this one poll that I saw had Bernie Sanders beating Donald Trump. And it beat him by 14. Hillary beat him by 5. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I still think Trump, if he gets the nomination, is going to win the entire country. He'll win the landslide. But nonetheless, I see this and I say, okay, wait a second. I say, it looks like, according to some of these polls, some of the pundits, whatever, these political scientists. Yeah, and it looks like Bernie is the guy that's going to win all these delegates. So please explain to me, please, somebody, explain to me, if you're a Bernie supporter, and you're like, why doesn't Bernie get superdelegates? And, the Democratic Party is rigged. Why doesn't Bernie go after superdelegates? Why doesn't he try to persuade superdelegates to come on his side? He's not really doing that. He said he's going to make a plan to do that, but it looks like the DNC isn't going to go ahead and jump on board, or the Democratic superdelegates are not going to jump on the Bernie bandwagon. And I think there's a reason why they won't.
Because the DNC establishment is in bed with Hillary Clinton.
I think there's that, but I think it goes to a bigger issue. I think they're scared, and they should be, because Bernie is way too... He's a socialist. He's radical. They talk about Trump destroying the party. They talk about Cruz destroying the party. They talk about the Tea Party destroying the Republican Party. What about Bernie Sanders destroying the rest of the Democratic Party? What about the moderates in the Democratic Party? They're gone.
But look how many socialists there are coming out to vote for Bernie.
Right.
The new age of the Democrats, these new young people are socialists. That's the new cool thing. These progressives, the new progressive thing is socialism.
Scary, isn't it? It's always been socialism, but,
Yeah, but
now it's out in the open.
Now it's out in the open.
They are out of the closet, no pun intended.
All right. So, you have Hillary Clinton running the establishment. If you don't like the establishment, guess what? The most principled guy running over there is Bernie Sanders.
That's the only guy running.
Progress.
And I think that is also what's fueling Bernie's rise. He's the only guy running. He's the only guy running. That's giving him a leg up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's what's giving him a leg up. He's also the one guy in there. You take Bernie back in 2008 or 2004, he doesn't have a shot. Once Obama finishes up his presidency, 2 years of absolute failure.
2 terms of failure.
2 terms, whatever, excuse me. Bernie comes out of the woodwork and says, I could run now. What does that tell you? Scary stuff, ladies and gentlemen. When we return, we're going to talk more about colleges and all that stuff, plus Trump's campaign manager. Battery. And not the Energizer kind. Right here on the Vito and Vito Show.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, T, time to call 911, F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
Your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org, brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. Separated. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ReadyPA.org, brought to you by ReadyPA, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
Hey kids, let mom help with your science project.
This new mom wants her kids' science project to thrive. Too bad she hasn't cracked a science book since 1985.
A metathesis reaction?
Compounds, mixtures, and elements. Even this baking soda volcano is too big of an experiment. Whoa. Now she's completely forgotten the periodic table. Now she's burning a hole through the kitchen table. Burning with science. But her kids' love for the mom is truly transparent. Proof you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Don't tell Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council. It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Vito and Vito back here on the Vito and Vito Show. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Vito and Vito Show, talking about Bernie Sanders and why he's such a hit with the college students. Vito, why is he such a hit?
Free stuff and uneducated people has always gone together. Okay? Bernie Sanders is showing this new political revolution, this new idea that has not been in broad daylight like this in the United States. Usually you have your Democrats who are closeted communists, and now you have your communists who came out of the closet. You know?
Mm-hmm. All right, well, listen here. You know what? We were talking about this. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane what we see on college campuses. Bernie is getting all the support, and it really is scary. Isn't it scary?
Absolutely.
Because, again, socialism is anti-life, and that is what's happening here.
And you see this, years ago, Alexis Tocqueville, from many, many centuries ago, said that democracy will fail when Congress learns they can bribe the public with public's money. So what socialism wants to do, what Bernie Sanders and these Democrats think is free, is actually forcing you and other people to pay for their programs so they don't have to pay. But you do. It's always somebody's always paying. It's never fully free. So free college might sound great for the student, but somebody's got to pay all these people. So all these colleges are going to get their checks from your tax dollars that are going to keep increasing because more and more college students are going to go to college because the Democrats say that the only way you can live, the only way you can get a decent job and survive is going to college and getting a degree. So you get all these college kids going and getting art history degrees and, feminist degrees and whatever art degrees and whatever the hell degrees they want, and they don't get any jobs.
Yeah, I think that's it too. That a lot of them are into this ridiculous notion that they could sort of get any degree they want and not have any repercussions in the real world. That's also what it's about. A lot of these people don't realize that the real world isn't very nice to college students. I mean, it's not like a safe space. They're used to this no-consequence zone. That's what it's about. That's what these people are all for. Isn't that scary? They live in a world of no consequences, it's a bubble. Listen, here we go. I want to play some clips from Megyn Kelly. This girl's named Rachel Hubner. She is a Harvard student, and she writes for the Crimson. She's a staff writer. Listen to what she had to say about college students and campuses.
What are you seeing on the campus of Harvard that has brought you here tonight?
What I'm seeing on the college campus right now, specifically at Harvard, is that many students come to college wanting to be exposed to a diverse group of people, to a variety of viewpoints, but the opposite is occurring. Open discourse is stifled. There's a lack of freedom of expression from students, from administrators, and this is occurring at Harvard and at campuses nationwide.
Yeah, I mean, you see, that's what it is, Vito. So she's saying that you look at Harvard, Harvard's an absolute disaster. Trust me, this girl is not against you and against us. She's on our side. Stay with us. Here we go. I want to play another clip right here. This is what she has to say about the abortion policy at Harvard, or this abortion controversy, rather, when a college student talked about how he's pro-life and the pro-choice student felt threatened. Listen to this.
What specifically did you see in class with respect to the abortion issue?
Well, we were discussing general guidelines for class and specific things that people might find offensive, and this was just one specific instance of a comment that a student contended may be something that could hurt someone's feelings.
So she didn't want to sit across from somebody who wasn't pro-choice because she couldn't handle the class if she just knew in her head this person was not pro-choice.
Correct. It was something that she deemed offensive.
Yeah, well, here we go. We got a caller. Welcome to the Vito and Vito show. What's happening?
Hi, how are you guys?
What's up, Cole? What's your name?
My name's Connor. I'm calling out of Brooklyn.
All right, Connor. Here's the story. We're talking about college students right now. We're talking about how it's absolutely insane and absolutely out of control on college campuses. You go to college, right? Do you go to college? You seem like a young kid.
Of course, yeah. I go to Brooklyn College.
All right, so you're one of Vito's paisans. Great. You go to Brooklyn College. Talk to me for a second, Connor. What is it like at Brooklyn College?
Well, I'll give you an example, actually, a good one. Today, I was walking on campus, and I saw somebody with a Bernie Sanders pin. For me, I'm not the type of person to get upset or anything like that. So basically, I just, I asked her, I said, hey, what, I like your pin. Can you tell me, more about Bernie Sanders?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I didn't really get a response. I got more of a ums and ahs and oohs and coughing and weird. I don't know what it was, but she didn't really answer my questions. And I was asking her about, she knows what socialism is, she knows what capitalism is, and we did some very basic math, and I think I confused her a little bit.
So let me ask you this. Do these kids even know what socialism is? I mean, Brooklyn College is a haven. Bernie Sanders went there in his first year, by the way. I don't know if you know that. He was there, and then he transferred out to the University of Chicago. Yeah, so here's the thing. What do these kids know what socialism is when you ask them that question?
I don't think they know. They might know what it is because maybe somebody tells them, but I don't think they know what it means, rather. Because you could say a word and someone says, yeah, I know what that, I know what the definition is, but they don't know what comes from the word, where it goes. I was trying to explain to the girl that, let's look at socialism and let's see successful socialist countries, and there are none. So,
I mean that's really it. There are no socialist countries that are successful. They have no idea what they're talking about, and I think the more and more you speak to them, the more and more you try to get information out of them, they can't define what socialism is. Then they try to build an argument off of things that don't make any sense. They try to say socialism is about democracy. They say socialism is about everyone being together and being well off. They have no idea what they're talking about because in reality, capitalism is the only system where people are better off. History has proven that. And I think the more and more you speak to them, the more and more they start arguing from wrong premises. As Ayn Rand once said, check your premises if you're going to build a good argument.
I agree, and it's more of actually, I want to say, an economic system. See, capitalism versus socialism, a lot of people get confused, and they say democracy and that kind of argument. I'm saying, well, democracy has nothing to do with socialism because it's an economic. Socialism is an economic system. Democracy is a political system. So first of all, I think people are having trouble kind of distinguishing between those two in the first place. And then they get very caught up because they have nothing else to say. So then they just call me a racist because I'm conservative.
Well,
which is why I called you guys. I wanted to ask you guys about that. But if you want to talk about this, I'm more than happy to.
Hey, listen, we love to, but we got to move on. Yeah, listen, Connor, thanks for calling in. But yeah, once you get called a racist, wear that with a badge of honor. All right, make sure that you wear that with a badge of honor.
Of course.
Thanks for calling in, Vito. I mean, thanks, pal. The more and more we keep hearing about this stuff, the more and more crazier it is, the more and more upsetting a lot of this stuff gets. And the more and more I keep hearing about college students, for example, we just talked about this abortion thing. I'm going to get more into it, by the way.
Right.
And I just find it to be absolutely ridiculous what's going on. But it really is shocking. They talk about, this student feels offended. They feel threatened is the word that they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. How do you feel threatened? That's like those college students at Emory University who were protesting some kid who wrote Trump 16 all over the university in chalk. In chalk. You believe this?
Unbelievable.
And those students said they feel threatened. They need a safe space.
They don't know what words mean. These people, I would use a different word, but we'll probably get fined by the FCC.
They had emergency counseling. That's what they had.
Really?
Yep.
He had a different opinion than me. Somebody help me.
Oh, my God.
Are you
somebody.
kidding me? Okay. The epitome of stupidity is what we're seeing right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? And you bring up abortions and college students. That reminds me about an article that I wrote on the website. It was a petition. It was a video of a guy going around. It was a joke, but to prove a point, of college students signing a petition for infanticides, which is post-birth abortion, which is killing a kid. That's what it is. And they signed it to get it passed.
Right.
Not knowing what it is.
Right.
And if they did know what it was, they support infanticides, which is even more ridiculous than not knowing what it is. So these college kids are either stupid or very far left. That's the point. Okay?
You really want my answer on this? I mean, I think, I don't know if so much that they're stupid, but they really got no idea what they're talking about. Here's another example of college students going out of control up in Harvard. Yeah, Harvard, okay? This is like a #1 school in the world. The world! Listen to this.
That scares me.
You said that there was an incident where your friend put up an American flag in his dorm room, and what did his roommate say?
Yeah, so my friend, who's a freshman on the first day of college, took out an American flag from his suitcase, and his roommate stopped him, saying that the presence of the flag on a wall was a political statement that he was unwilling to make.
You see that, Vito? So from now on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk around with an American flag around Brooklyn College, for example, or any college for the most part, and just run around the campus and see if I offend people.
You're gonna find a lot of those.
You're gonna find a lot of those. They're offended by the American flag. Does that make any sense? You're listening, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening, American, around the world. Does that make any sense to be offended by a flag? Don't even tell me the flag stands for racism, or the flag stands for evil, or the flag stands for greed. Don't give me that crap, because everyone and their mother knows that the American flag stands for one thing and one thing only, that's freedom, and everybody should understand that slowly it's diminishing with an ever-intrusive government that is trampling on our rights. But nonetheless, what we do see is people misconstruing, twisting around, and arguing things that they shouldn't even be arguing because they are just... They don't know what they're talking about. College students in particular, and their support for Bernie Sanders and what's going on in college campuses. I figure we highlight this. This is a very important issue I think the America needs to hear. And we're college students, and I'm glad we had our...
people got to hear the next generation. And
absolutely.
See, I'm in college with these fools, okay? I have class with them, and they hate me and laugh at me. Okay, but I take it. I'm a big boy, so I don't get offended.
They're gonna call you a racist too?
Yeah, I'm a racist. I'm a sexist. Everything. You know what? I'm lucky. I found my girlfriend is not in college. She's in beauty school. I cannot find a girlfriend in college because all the women hate me because I'm a sexist. Okay, that's my reputation at Brooklyn College.
You found the girl at beauty school.
You know what?
I love
can't find anywhere else because they all think I'm sexist.
Rumor has it that there is a much more conservative-leaning audience at beauty schools.
Yes, because they'll indoctrinate you.
Exactly, because they're
all
pissed.
The liberal stuff.
They're pissed because a lot of those college or beauty school students, and I feel for them because they got to spend hours and hours of training because of the government telling them they have to get a license. They have to spend all this money on licenses. When in reality, you could just probably do somebody's hair from the comfort of your own house, make some money, and become an entrepreneur. But this is something that the government forces you to do. They force you to take a license exam that really has no bar in terms of what measures somebody's good.
My girlfriend shaved my head, so maybe she should be taking the class.
Yeah, half your hair is off your head. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's talk about Trump's campaign manager, Vito. What's going on there?
Well, Mr. Lewandowski.
Corey Lewandowski.
Yes. Corey Lewandowski. This happened a couple weeks ago. Michelle Fields, she used to write for Breitbart, but not anymore. She resigned. She got yanked and pulled away by Corey Lewandowski when she was going to try to talk to Donald Trump when he was walking away during the press conference. So she filed charges for battery. All right, there's this video, this whole big thing going on. You can see that he clearly pulled her out of the way. Now, here's the thing, Vito. This is what I have to say.
All right.
You don't put your hands on somebody like that. One.
Yeah, I mean, he's a presidential candidate. Good point.
But I also understand the other side where you have to make sure nobody touches Trump. You have to know who's coming into contact with him, especially in a crowded place like that. Right. And by saying that, you have to be prepared. You have to be in the right position to stop that from happening. Lewandowski is a campaign manager, correct?
Yes, he is.
Why is he the one pulling people away from Trump? Where's the bodyguards?
Where's his team of Secret Service and personal security detail?
Where's your personal security and Secret Service and those big guys with the earpieces? Where are they surrounding Trump? Why does your campaign manager have to yank somebody out from behind because she got too close. She shouldn't get that too close to begin with.
I mean, it sounds like it's a big boxing match down there. I figured I'd throw it in there. Yeah, let's get ready to rumble. That's what it's like. Michelle Fields making it seem like she got knocked out. Okay, Mama did not knock anybody out right now. Okay, this is ridiculous.
Bruised.
She got bruised. They say, look, I don't know. I seen the video.
So I wake up with bruises. I don't know where I got them from.
Well, you have a wild drinking problem, but nonetheless, and you visit those clubs that children shouldn't go into. But nonetheless, and they always have the same gender. But nonetheless, I think the more and more you look at this stuff, and you look at the videos, which you can find that on Twitter at Vito and Vito Show. We retweeted the incident, so you can go ahead and scroll down and try to find the video. Otherwise, just type it in. It's not hard to find. Type in the video and see for yourself what's going on. I saw that he pretty much, Corey pretty much, Lewandowski, whatever his name is, Trump's campaign manager, basically did yank her away from the candidate. I get that. But on the other hand, I'm saying to myself, that caused bruises? That was the problem? This woman is making it seem like she was thrown to the ground. Apparently, I heard things that she was saying that this was the second worst day of her life next to her father's death. Come on.
Okay, that's a little ridiculous. Hey, listen, maybe some people bruise easily. Okay, but battery? Like, you're not supposed to come that close to Trump. Like...
Well, hold on. No, hold on. No, I got to defend the truth here. Trump was walking straight past the bunch of reporters or whatever. He was walking straight down, whether it be an aisle or wherever he was. You'll see the video. Go on Twitter at Vito and Vito Show and follow us. He was walking straight down, crowds of people all around him. Michelle Field Grant, ran right up to him, whatever. So you have to ask yourself that question: what? I think ultimately, should you have put your hands on the Donald? No, not really. But at the other hand,
did she touch him?
Well, in the video, it looks like she sort of touched his arm or something, but it wasn't like she grabbed him by the neck and tried forcing him something,
Yeah, but I mean, you get that close. Listen, I've been in a sea of reporters swimming around Donald Trump. Okay, almost literally. Okay, remember Valley's vote in Washington? We've seen it many times. I've seen people get trampled when Donald Trump is walking by. Okay, so maybe one time Donald Trump's suit's gonna get a little dusty from hundreds of reporters falling next to him. You ever been on a New York City subway?
I don't know, Vito. I mean,
okay, that's what happens when a bunch of people get together like that.
She shouldn't have touched the Donald. No matter what. I think that's number one.
Okay, but that deserves to be yanked like that?
You see, there's another thing, too. She looked like she was she was grabbed by the arm and she was pulled pretty sharp. It looks like it. I mean, you could see a reaction. No one could really fake that. But on the other hand, I think she's playing up just a little bit too much. But she has every right to be pissed. I don't blame her.
She should have fell down and tried to get a yellow card like the soccer players. Okay?
And then when they didn't give her a yellow card, she gets up and runs away. I don't know.
My leg!
I don't know. But as a result of this, Ben Shapiro, and Michelle Fields also went ahead and left Breitbart because they weren't very happy. We're going to break. We're going to return here a little bit more on Trump and forget about him once a week right here on the Vito and Vito Show.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save.
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org, brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel? Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ReadyPA.org, brought to you by ReadyPA, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
And we're back here on the Vito and Vito Show. You're listening to us live right now on Thursday night, which means you can give us a call, 718-705-4469. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. And, of course, social media. Follow us and like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Vito and Vito Show. Vito.
What's up?
Lewandowski, Carl Lewandowski versus Michelle Fields.
Yeah, I mean, it's there it is. Let's get ready to rumble. That's what this is. You know, I mean, she makes it seem like she got knocked out. She didn't get knocked out. She got thrown on the floor. She got pulled out of the way. He should never put her hands on her, though, in the first place. Let's get one thing straight. But on the other hand, she's playing it up a little bit too much.
I think she is. I don't know if that's just because we're from Brooklyn. It seems like she doesn't have to make a big deal out of it. Maybe it is battery. This is the same thing with the abortion thing that Donald Trump was talking about this week.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
You know, when they asked Donald Trump if abortion was made illegal, would women be held responsible? And he said, yes, there'll be consequences for women if they have abortions, if abortions are illegal. And, of course, the left completely took and said, oh, my God, Donald Trump wants to go after women. He hates women. He's sexist. He wants consequences for women if they have abortions. They're completely taken out of context. Okay? Just shocking. Stupidity. This is not shocking. This is just stupidity, and we've seen it before. And you have to know what he really said. So you listen to the interview. They asked if it's illegal or the consequences. Well, duh. Okay, if there's a law and you break the law, there's going to be consequences. If you can't do something and you do it, what's going to happen?
That just goes to show you, again, the deceitfulness of the left. But what can I I'm not going to spend time on this. I mean, we all know this is ridiculous and out of line. But nonetheless, this is some crazy talk. In other Trump news, I need like a sound effect. Dun, dun, dun. Money, 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 money. In other Trump news, we have, did you see what he said in the town hall a couple days ago?
No.
Anderson Cooper asked him, name me 3 functions of the federal government, and Trump said, security. And Anderson Cooper was like, all right, great, what else? And Trump said, healthcare and education. He threw in housing there as well.
1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Is
that the Meatloaf song?
You know, I'm telling you now, Donald Trump saying that should scare you. That is not the function of the federal government. He should know that. But he doesn't.
Not philosophically nor constitutionally.
I mean, again, it just goes to show you the scary parts of Donald Trump. On one hand, I love him. I love the fact that he wants to ban Muslims. I love the Muslim immigration. I love the fact that he wants to build a wall. He wants to take care of illegal immigration. I love all that. But on the other hand, he's got a tax plan that raises taxes on the rich. I don't care rich or poor. Taxes should be cut across the board, number 1. Number 2, he sits here and he says the federal government has a role to play in housing, education, and health care. Then he turns around and says we're going to move the lines around the states. Okay, I get that. That's good. So, you know, selling health insurance across state lines, that's pretty cool. But what else do you want to do? Then on the other hand, you see him talking about how... name me one thing. Let's start with this. Please name me one thing Donald Trump wants to cut in the federal government. Because Ted Cruz has said you got to get rid of the Department of Education. You got to get rid of a lot of things, he said. Department of Commerce and all that crap. Yeah, so now where the IRS, right. So where is Donald Trump standing on this issue when he talks about what he wants to cut in the federal government?
Well, he wants to replace Obamacare.
With what?
Trump care?
I don't know.
He's going to rearrange the lines on those states on the map.
If you're a conservative and you say Donald Trump is the guy for me, please turn around and slap yourself in the face, because the more and more I hear the man talk, the more and more I just get disgusted. But then there are other times when he talks and I love him. So I don't know if I would vote for him. I don't know.
Sometimes I love you, sometimes
I don't know if I would get the nomination. If he does get the nomination, I don't know if I'll vote for him. It's up in the air. I know Senator Cruz got my vote on April 19th in New York State primary, which I'm actually excited for because finally New York's vote count.
I know, the ones ever. Okay, because the primaries come so late. Most of the time, the primaries we already have our Rhino, who's decided the last couple of years. And in the general, it just always goes to the most socialist guy.
So, or gal. Now I'm excited.
Finally, something we can do on election day.
Yeah, I've cleared my schedule April 19th.
Except
and
for like a judge or something.
And I am voting, and there's only like one candidate ever in New York State.
Yeah.
New York City in particular, when there's like a judge running, there's always like one or two candidates. And
it's contested. Ooh,
yeah.
The conservative or the Green Party or the working families?
Ron Paul made a great point, ladies and gentlemen. Ron Paul said, all right, here's the deal. If you're a Republican, don't vote. If you're a Republican, you don't like the Republican nominee, vote Libertarian. If you're a Democrat and you don't like the Democratic nominee, vote for the Green Party. And he was saying that because obviously no good Libertarian/conservative is going to get the Republican nomination, hopefully Ted Cruz, with the exception of Ted Cruz. And for the Sanders supporters, they're pissed that he won't get the Democratic nomination, so Paul is saying go vote for the third party.
Libertarian, Rand Paul is making a big announcement. He said tomorrow. He says it's going to be huge.
We'll find out.
He said that's on Friday. What Rand Paul is going to say.
And we're going to talk about it probably next week. Forget about it time here on the Vito and Vito Show.
Forget about it?
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Paul, forget about it.
Forget about it. Moments of the week here on the Vito and Vito Show. We break down all the craziest moments in politics one by one. We'll just pick three out of the hat of craziness. Vito, what do you got?
All right, first off, according to the Drudge Report, they're saying that exorcisms are back, Vito.
They're
happening all over the world.
Great.
If you need an exorcist, I know a priest.
I need a young priest and an old priest. Quotes Austin Powers, Dr. Evil moment. Why are they back? What's encouraging this?
Satanic killings and rituals have been popping up over the world. So people, go to God and priests and young priests and old priests, and they have exorcisms. Don't ask me if it works, but I might. You know what? We should have one for fun. See if it works.
I don't think you could have an exorcism just for fun.
You know, let's find something satanic.
Okay.
And then just try to get rid of the devil from it. I know a priest.
Yeah, what do you want to? I don't know. You've seen the
Power of Christ compels you. I watched the movie.
Right, I was gonna say you've seen the movie. Right? That priest dies at the end. Why would he want to become an exorcist? I mean, if that's what's gonna happen.
What do you do for a living? I'm an exorcist.
I'm an exorcist. High school reunion. Hey, what are you doing? I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm an exorcist. Right. All right, here we go. What's our second forget about a moment of the week?
John Kasich, being an idiot as he is, said today that he eats pizza with a fork.
Guy's a schmuck. He's dropped out of the race and then axed himself.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. Bill de Blasio, Comrade de Blasio, mayor of New York City, was caught in the beginning of his mayoral term eating pizza with a fork, and the New York Post Daily News, every single New York publication blasted him. They've blasted de Blasio, and they are now blasting Kasich.
I get it. You're from Ohio. You milk cows. Whatever you do out there, you probably don't have pizza, right? I'll cut you some slack. That's why you're not winning over here, all right? But de Blasio, right? You call yourself a New Yorker? You want to be the mayor? That's a forget about it. Come on. You eat pizza with a fork? That's like eating soup with a fork.
I mean, I find this is a presidential candidate. You should at least know that when you come. I mean, it's common knowledge. I mean, kids and people.
I mean, don't be that bad. I mean,
they should know that pizza's not to be eaten with a fork.
Don't be like Romney when you go down south. Be like, yeah, let me get some grits. Like, no, you idiot.
Mitt Romney
some clam
grits.
chowder up in Boston. Some grits. So you eat pizza with your hands. You fold it. You probably eat it ass backwards. From the crust first.
Unbelievable. What else do we got, Vito? What's our list? Forget about a moment.
The Library of Congress is now eliminating the words illegal alien.
Why?
Because they're offensive, Vito.
No, we're back to this political correctness nonsense?
Duh.
Oh, my God.
I mean, how can you expect to come here illegally and then have the government using these offensive words. I mean, how bad can they be?
That's ridiculous.
And when it rains, it pours. We don't want that happening. We want to accept everybody in this country. Vito.
Oh, here we go.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Everybody gets a free Yankee hat and a Che Guevara t-shirt.
Yeah, this is what we're living in, ladies and gentlemen, the era of political correctness. And I hear a lot of pundits talking about how political correctness is dead on college campuses. It's not dead in the least bit.
Oh, no, I offend everybody when I say good morning.
You offend them? Because how do you know it's a good morning?
Exactly.
Right?
That reminds me of...
What?
Have a good day. What if I don't want to have a good day?
Right.
A fine day.
It is, we are living in a new age, ladies and gentlemen. The Vito and Vito Show signing off here. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Give us a call, check out the social media at Vito and Vito Show, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you listen to the Thursday night broadcast, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which you can find at www.vitoandvito.com, you can give us a call. 2-hour live-in show. The Vito and Vito Show signing off right here. Vito in Brooklyn.
It's nothing but the truth.